There's my thumbnail right there. Okay, so for today, what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to discuss with all of you, was my opinion on the, I forgot what the name of these kinds of content creators are. Um, do you guys know those content creators that will fly off to different countries just to embarrass themselves on camera? They'll stream themselves on Kick or on Twitch, just harassing the civilians of those foreign countries that they go to. Those are the people I want to talk about today. Not really for any. I mean, it's easy. It's really easy to just go on a tangent and say, "I really hate him. Oh boy, I hate him. Oh boy, I hate him." But for today, I don't really have an. I don't really. I want to say that me personally, this okay. This might sound special, but not really cool. But like, I don't really hate those kinds of people. I just find it really sad though, because when you really think about it, right? It's like I always think to my when I see content creators doing that stuff. For example, Johnny Somali. If you don't know him, he's a prevalent content creator. He flew to Japan and did a lot of awful stuff there. He disrespected the people, the civilians of the Japanese citizens. Then after that, he got kicked out. He went to Israel, I think, somehow survived, and then he went to Korea, and did a lot of bad stuff there, right? For example, one of the things Johnny Somali did in Korea is, well, let's just say he did a lot of crappy stuff everywhere, right? But when he went to Korea, one of the things that I remember seeing a controversy about this, that one of the things that Johnny Somali did was he inappropriately touched a statue, various statues, and the problem with these statues of women. If you don't know why that was very disrespectful to Korean culture, though those statues were built to represent comfort women, and there's a whole historical thing there. I'll explain it. Actually, I should explain it now. I'll explain it later. My point is, it's like I think John Somali actually knew what the comfort women were, but the point is I'm trying to make is that I just found that like just quite unfortunate, because I feel like we all have the potential to strive for good stuff. We can all strive to help one another. We can all strive to help make good charity work. I feel like we all have the potential to truly be great and loving and kind and respectful to one another, right? I feel like even the people that cry on Twitter say this is stupid, this is retarded, this is racist. It's like I think every single one of us, me included, and also people that may be watching this or that may never watch this, we all have the potential to really strive for greatness, right? So sometimes when I see people doing stuff like what Johnny Somali did, okay, I know this is kind of late, but I recently watched the video of Johnny Somali today talking about how he's going to get 31 years in prison in Korea, right? So I just wanted to talk about this now. But it's like, I just often think to myself, because that is kind of sad. And sometimes because I kind of just don't feel like I can understand why some people would do such reckless, dangerous, and downright harmful behavior, downright harmful things, I think to myself, okay, why would they do this? Why would they do this? For example, why would someone kill somebody? And I think to myself, okay, they're really angry or emotionally unstable. Why would someone steal because they have something that they really, really want? But when I really thought about like what Johnny Somali did, what those content creators do, like the kind of content creators that will fly off to different countries and harass the citizens, I really tried to think about why the hell Johnny Somali would do that. And I genuinely, for the longest time, I actually thought to myself, he really didn't have a point. Like, there was really no point to do all that, right? Like, I think we've seen so many other content creators out there, right? So many other content creators in the entertainment sphere just get clout without doing that much work, right? You could just become a content creator, just say people are stupid, they're racist, they're retarded, and just like that, you'll get a lot of views, right? But Johnny Somali, he wanted to really go out of his way to do all that he did, but at what cost? Like, what did he ever get from it? I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, he got clout on Twitter, he got clout on everywhere, people were talking about him. But look at KSI, right? I feel like, one is like, there's so many other countries who end up kind of intentionally trolling and pissing people off, but, someone is in prison, Johnny Somali is in jail, and KSI, for example, he's like, well, he's not in jail, he's actually very, very rich. It's like, I feel like these are two content creators that inherently are very, very controversial. Well, look, not really, not as much. But like KSI, for example, he made this song, I forgot what it was, in the thick of it or something like that, and he popped off, right? People talked about him, they hated on him, they hated on the song. I personally thought Thick of It was kind of good, but people really crapped on it, and people just couldn't stop getting KSI out of their mouths for some time. But Johnny Somali kind of had the same experience, except, well, people couldn't stop crapping on him as well, but, well, the only difference is that someone is way richer now because people kept shitting on his music video, and the other guy is facing 31 years in prison in Korea. So I always had to think about it, like, what would really be the gain? Because people say Johnny Somali could have gotten fame from this. He got fame, he got clout, he got people talking about him. But I'm like, when I really think about that, I think to myself, that's just a waste of fucking money, isn't it? It's a waste of talent, of clout. I mean, if you really just wanted fame, you could have done so much more, right? Johnny Somali could have spent all his time, right, making charity events or walking instead of making a fool of himself in Japan or Korea or getting a 5-year ban from Japan. He could have tried to walk around Japan and film his experience. Maybe he wouldn't have gotten that much clout, but he would have definitely started getting somewhere. I think if we all wanted to, we could really put our back into it and just really end up becoming successful people. For example, successful content creators, right? We could really, if we really put our effort into working hard for something, we can get something physical and tangible that will actually end up getting us somewhere, right? I think that's what we could all really do. I mean, a lot of us are very privileged. I mean, you probably have a phone, a laptop, a PC. I do. We're all very, very privileged. We're not in wars. We could really, really strive for something if we're willing to just discipline ourselves and work hard for something. So sometimes when I see people doing what Johnny Somali did, well, I think Johnny Somali is a special case. Except no, I feel like if I did really try to understand what he thinks, why he does what he does, because he explained. He sometimes, I think in one of his clips, he said something like I don't remember. I don't even remember his reasoning. I don't even remember what excuse he gave. But it didn't make sense to me. And I feel like that's the thing with a lot of people. It's like a lot of people don't fully rationalize to other people how they think, which is why I use whatever empathy I have left to try to understand how people think. Right? Let me define empathy. I define empathy as your ability to think of how your ability to process other people's way of thinking, right? Or your ability to just visualize other people's way of thinking. And I'm trying to understand. I was really trying to understand why Johnny Somali would do what he did, going off to Japan. I'm going to explain what comfort women are for anyone that wants to know some history later. But I did still try to understand why Johnny Somali did what he did, and I couldn't understand it, which is why I want to exactly kind of record this, make a video about it. And also, I'm going to explain comfort women now, actually. So if you're afraid of if you're afraid of rape, don't watch this. In World War II Japan, a history class, in the 1900s, Japan popped off very quickly. I think we were all told about this. I'm pretty sure Asians already know about this. Filipinos and Koreans know about this, but people in the West don't really know. In 1900s, Japan popped off very quickly. They became very powerful people. Japan became a very powerful country. And what they also started doing was they also started starting a lot of wars with other countries near them, due to the massive growth in nationalism, and also they also became very racist as well. What ended up following as well is that what ended up following with all these wars and all this nationalism in Japan is that they ended up, kind of becoming super racist to the point where they ended up dehumanizing and doing a lot of crime. Especially, for example, human experimentation. There was a special special facility called Unit 731. Right, which is a place where people used to get, for example, Chinese, Koreans, Indonesians, Filipinos, and the Japanese used to get these kinds of people, men, women, and children, and experiment on them. So yes, Japan wasn't exactly innocent before they got nuked by America. And one of the many things that the Japanese had were these things called comfort women, which are practically women from different countries like China or Korea that were used as sex slaves, practically. So the statue, yeah, and the Koreans built a statue for this, actually. I don't think it was just Korea. I think other countries did it too. But Korea's built a statue, or I think multiple statues, to commemorate the trauma and experience of many children and adult women that went through the traumatic experience of being practically sex slaves. They would just use it, they would get tied up and beaten and abused constantly 24/7 by Japanese soldiers. So yeah, that's why I was honestly one of the main reasons I was so confused. I was like, why would anybody do that? What would you really gain from doing all that? I'm actually surprised Johnny Somali didn't get killed in Korea, honestly, for that. That was crazy. I'm surprised he only got punched in the face for disrespecting, because he would put baby oil on himself like he was P Diddy, and he would dance and touch those statues inappropriately. It was crazy. But yeah, I think this video is getting too long. I hope you all have a great day. I forgot to do this in my other video. I hope you love yourself. I hope you wake up in the morning and you love yourself. Self-love is important. Don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget that the world is not better without you. Many people want to do stuff, dumb stuff, immature stuff. I hope you all find yourselves. I hope you all get what you want in life. I hope you all learn to strive for things. I hope you don't do dumb shit like going off to other countries and doing that shit. I hope you can really visualize in your head what's worth the risk and what's not. And I hope you all have a lovely day, and God loves you. So if you ever hate yourself, love yourself. Treat yourself well. Don't forget to sleep, and have a blessed day.